Mr. Park?
Yes, this is Mr. Park. I am the high school dean, and anytime you need to call for any reason, my number is 918-833-9017.
And one thing that we're saying, I just want you to know the deans are, have expanded their role. So they're not, they're not just handling any issues that students may have in the class. They're also supporting students and families if they need help with navigating being online learning. Is that correct? Right, Mr. Park?
Next page.
Mr. Park, did you hear what I said? Can you hear what I say, Susan?
I can.
So what I said, Mr. Park, was that you are expanding your job so that you're also doing more than just helping students with behavior in class. You're helping them navigate Canvas and being more successful as a student. Ms. Walker, do you want to introduce yourself?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Erica Walker, 12th grade counselor here at Rogers.
Ms. Mulvaney?
Hi, I'm Susan Mulvaney. I work with Growing Together with Communities and Schools, and I am a site coordinator embedded at the school full time. I have students that I work with setting goals for academics and attendance and things like that.
Yes, ma'am.
With their needs, and also doing whole school programming, such as the Las Posadas that we have coming up next Wednesday. Thank you. It's good to see everybody.
And we'll talk more about that in a minute. Hey, Ms. Washington, this is Ms. Dennis. Do you know how to make me co-facilitator?
Co-host?
Yes.
How do I do it? Do I click on your?
Why she does that, Ms. Bramlett, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Kendra Bramlett. I'm an assistant principal here at Rogers, and I primarily work with the 10th and 11th grade, and I'm also over testing.
Ms. Dennis,
Uh-huh.
I made you co-host.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Miss Vivian. Do you want, where is she? I thought Vivian was here. Susan, is your counterpart here? I don't see her anymore.
Yes, she's
Oh,
here.
yes. Hi, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Miss Villanueva. I do the same thing as Miss Mulvaney with Communities and Schools and Growing Together, but I work with middle school students, and I'm currently recruiting kids that need extra support, and I'm bilingual if you guys have any questions. Thank you.
Mr. Hildreth, do you want to introduce yourself?
I am Darren Hildreth. I am the 8th and 9th grade counselor here at Will Rogers. If you need any help with your 8th and 9th grade students, feel free to contact me at 918-833-9034 or by email, and you can get my email address from the website.
Mr. Hildreth, can you put, all of you guys, can you guys put your name and your contact information in the chat for parents as well?
Mm-hmm.
Can I please get the parents to sign in? Can you put your first and last name, your student's name, and the grade, or email address if you have one, and the updated contact phone number, please, in the contact?
Yeah, I'll
Or the chat box.
Golden, I'll make a slide for that for parents. I'll do that right now. Mr. Juan, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I do. Hey, everybody. My name is Mr. Juan. I apologize for not having my video on. I'm down in the tutoring center right now, tutoring some kiddos. I'm the middle school dean. Right now, we're, like I said, doing the tutoring center in the middle school building. So if you have a kiddo in 6th, 7th, or 8th, they can come on down for 30-minute sessions. Teachers are also coming down and working with students as well, getting kiddos caught up. And I will put my cell phone number in the chat. So if you want to book an appointment, or would like some more information, certainly just reach out. Thank you, everybody.
So, Janeth, I'm going to ask you to go last because I'm going to ask you to introduce us all I know that we're using English here. So I thought maybe you could introduce parents, let you know our names. So the next person I think would be Ms. Washington and then Ms. Damien.
Oh, hello, I'm Ms. Washington, the parent facilitator here at Rogers. And yeah, that's it. Oh, my email address and my phone number, I also put in the chat.
So Janeth, I just showed a slide. Could you tell parents first in Spanish what that slide says? And I should have translated it. And then will you kind of introduce us all? Ms. Damien?
We can't hear you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, Ms. Damien, if you want to come to the conference room, you can.
I'm gonna sit right next to Ms. Washington. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, buenos días, padres. Aquí, como pueden mirar aquí en la pantalla donde dice que primer nombre, apellido, nombre de su estudiante y grado, número de teléfono y correo electrónico necesitan que ponerlo en el chat. Voy a introducir a las personas aquí que trabajan en Rogers, los administradores y los consejeros. Primeramente, la señora Dennis, ella es la directora de Rogers. También tenemos, al señor Park, él es el maestro de disciplina. Él ahorita, pues él es lo que maneja es la disciplina, pero como no estamos en la escuela, lo que está haciendo él ahorita es estar ayudando a los estudiantes cómo navegar el campus. Si necesitan ayuda o cualquier cosa, él está allí para ayudar a los estudiantes. Otra cosa, tenemos a la señora Bird, ella es la consejera de 6 y 7 grado. Tenemos a la señora Walker, ella es la consejera del 12 grado. Tenemos a la asistente directora, la señora Bramlett, ella es la asistente directora de 11 y 12 grado. También ella administra los exámenes. Tenemos a las comunidades en las escuelas, que es la señora Mulvaney. Ella se encarga de la clase, la preparatoria, y la señora Villanueva, ella es la coordinadora también de escuelas, comunidades en escuelas para la parte de la secundaria. Ahora tenemos al señor Juan, él es el maestro de disciplina de la secundaria. Ahorita por el momento él está en el edificio de la escuela secundaria, al lado de aquí del otro edificio, del edificio principal. Él ayuda con la tutoría. Está ayudando a los estudiantes con la tutoría, que pueden registrarse y venir a tutoría. Luego teníamos al señor Hildred. Él es el consejero de 9 y 10 grado. Y teníamos a la señora Washington, que ella es la facilitadora de padres aquí para la parte de la preparatoria. Y yo me llamo Janet Damián, soy la facilitadora de padres para la parte de la secundaria. Okay, I think I got everyone.
Thank you. Did you introduce yourself? I didn't hear
Yes.
you.
Yes, I did.
All right. I put the questions, I think I put the questions in the chat. Yeah, I put in the chat, and I'm sorry, I didn't do it in Spanish, that what we're asking parents to give us, okay? So Ms. Washington, do you want to share your slideshow?
Oh, okay. This one. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to go to the next slide? Greg did that.
This one is about the food bank information and resources for Thursday. So the food bank is giving out food on Thursday, December 17th from 10 to 11, but you got to do a pre-registration. And the link is down here at the bottom. But if they need it, I can also send it to the parents' email if they put the email in their chat. If they want the information, I can email it out to them.
You probably could also ask Tina to send that out to parents since she has the email addresses. Ms. Ham?
Okay.
Yes, okay.
Ms. Damien, do you want to explain that in Spanish?
Ya, padres, aquí pueden ustedes mirar en esta página que es el banco de alimentos, pueden mirar que es el banco de alimentos. Ellos van a estar dando alimentos el jueves, diciembre 17, a las de 10 a 11 de la mañana, y ahí está, pueden mirar la locación. Está en 1304 Norte Kenosha Avenue. Tienen que hacer una pre-registración. Tienen que, they have to go in. Okay,
They have to register.
tienen que registrarse. So pueden mirar ahí también el enlace, ahí el sitio website donde se pueden meter y hacer una pre-registración antes de ir a ese lugar para recoger comida.
And I think if parents needed help registering, they could come to Karen Connect, couldn't they? Josh?
I mean, they could.
Yes, yes, they can,
call.
correct.
Or they could call one of the parent facilitators. Janet, can you, I just want to make sure, if parents don't know, if parents are struggling to register for this food bank, they can call a parent facilitator or stop by the school in Karen Connect.
Si están teniendo un problema cómo registrarse, pueden llamarnos a nosotras para poder ayudarlas a registrarse, o pueden pueden venir al centro de ayuda aquí de Rogers para que también les puedan ayudar a poder registrarse.
Perfect. Are there any questions about that from parents?
¿Tienen alguna pregunta acerca de eso?
All right. Do you want to go to the next slide?
The Christian Ministry Alliance, they are giving out Christmas baskets, Christmas food baskets. You had to sign up with your school. Here at Rogers, we only have 7 more slots, only have 7 more spaces available for Rogers. But you have to sign, and then you have to pick up your letter to take with you up to they're gonna be doing it at Gilcrease, at the old Gilcrease Elementary Building at 6 o'clock on December 18th. But you have to sign up with the school, and I only have 7 more slots left.
Ok, aquí pueden mirar que la Alianza de Ministros Cristianos, Christian Ministry Alliance, están regalando bolsas de comida. Entonces, pueden ustedes mirar que aquí es el viernes, diciembre 18, 2020. Pueden contactar a la señora Washington o a mí para que puedan registrarse, y tienen que llevar un documento con ellos para que puedan recibir estas cosas. Y nomás tenemos 7 espacios disponibles.
Okay, do you want to do the next slide?
About the Roper Care and Connect Center.
Josh, do you want to talk about that? Mr. Wan, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I can give y'all some information. So the Karen Connect is kind of our main hub where your families and students can come to get assistance. That is every day from 9 to 2:30, I'm sorry. And you just drive in and come up in the right side of the main building, and then you will be funneled into the auditorium, and there they can help you with any tech issues, including checking out hotspots or technology like Chromebooks, headphones, that sort of thing, chargers. We can also then refer you to counseling services or get you in touch with a teacher if you need to speak with a specific teacher. I know high school has some tutoring set up in the library by appointment. If you get in contact with the Karen Connect, they can arrange that. If you're a middle school student who wants tutoring, you will then walk over to the middle school building, which is in our annex building to the right of the main school. And there we have City Year and myself helping students out with tutoring. Again, we can get you in touch with specific teachers. But we do have limited spaces for that as well. So I put my cell phone number in the chat, but again, it's 918-240-9316. If you want to text or call, we can also get you an appointment. And those sessions are 30 minutes long. And tutoring on the middle school side is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wednesday, we keep those open so that they can meet with teachers on Zoom during their office hours, which is like their tutoring, but with their teachers. But all those services, including meetings with admin, counselors, deans, any help that you need there, we also have translators available too on site, and we can get you your student plugged in here at the school if you need additional assistance.
That's a lot to translate, Janet. Can you?
That's fine, I got it. Okay, ustedes aquí pueden mirar en esta página que tenemos el centro de ayuda. Si su estudiante necesita ayuda con tutoría, cualquier problema que tenga pedagógicos, académicos, cualquier cosa que necesitan ayuda, ellos pueden venir aquí a Rogers, pueden entrar en el edificio principal, se pueden chequear para adentro y después los mandan al otro edificio, al annex. Allá va a estar el señor Juan y los ayudantes de City Year. Ellos pueden ayudarles con cualquier cosa. Ellos necesitan un hotspot, un Chromebook, cargadores. Ellos le pueden dar eso. También los pueden referir a los consejeros, pueden hablar con los maestros. También cualquier ayuda pueden hacer juntas con los administradores, consejeros, maestros. El mínimo, cuando se registran para tutoría, lo mínimo es en 30 minutos. Puede ser más, un poco más, pero lo mínimo es 30 minutos para la tutoría. También le había dicho que tenemos espacios limitados. Pueden llamar o también pueden ir a esta página aquí donde pueden ir al sitio website en closeschools.org, en nuestra página, y pueden mirar ahí, pueden registrarse. ¿Qué más? También pueden programar su cita. Como le había dicho, el espacio es limitado y está disponible de lunes a viernes de 9 a 2:30 de la tarde.
The only thing I wanted to add to what Mr. Juan said is if a student needed a quiet place to work, I know that we have tables and kids have been coming to the auditorium. You would sign up again through Karen Connect. And I was in the auditorium today with Ms. Miller, and there was probably about 8 or 9 kids in there. Kids will have to wear their mask, but we do have kids working in the auditorium. They needed a quiet place to work. So I wanted you to know that that is an option. The thing about the auditorium, it's a big space, so kids are able to spread out, and they would not be allowed to work in a group, but there are kids there working.
Okay, ella dice que también si necesitan los estudiantes un lugar para que ellos puedan estudiar sin ruido, sin distracciones, pueden venir también aquí, pueden hacer lo mismo, pueden venir aquí a hacer eso. Ellos le proveen el auditorio para que puedan ellos sentarse ahí y estudiar. También ella dice que en la mañana ella entró ahí con la señora Miller y miró que habían 8 o 9 estudiantes que estaban usando el auditorio para estudiar tranquilamente. Tienen que usar máscara. El auditorio no está tan grande, pero sí tienen que estar distanciados los estudiantes. Si necesitan un lugar donde tranquilo para poder estudiar, pueden venir a hacer eso también acá. No pueden trabajar en grupos, no pueden estar trabajando en grupos, tienen que estar separados.
Okay, Janet, next slide.
Talking about the deadline for in-person learning.
Yeah, I wanted to say 2 things here.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of confusion between going from the deadline for going to distance learning and the deadline to going from the virtual academy and the deadline to going to distance learning. So the deadline for parents who want to shift their children between distance learning and in-person learning is December 15th. And the change will take into effect on Monday, the 4th. So if the school board is going to be discussing, right now, schools are supposed to return on January 4th, face-to-face. If you do not want your child to return to school face-to-face, then you need to make a change and opt into distance learning. I think that's really important that parents know that. Otherwise, your child will be scheduled to come back to school face-to-face. Janet, can you explain that for them in Spanish?
Sí, aquí ustedes pueden mirar que la fecha límite de cambiarse de aprendizaje a distancia a persona es diciembre 15. A veces hay mucha confusión ahorita con los padres que tienen que hacer esto, pero pueden mirar que vamos a regresar en enero 4 y tienen que entrar a Smart Choice. Aquí les proveemos el sitio web donde tienen que entrar, enroll.tulsaschools.org en Smart Choice. Tienen que cambiar eso de aprendizaje a distancia a persona para que su estudiante regrese en persona en enero 4. Ya si ustedes no lo quieren cambiar, pues no tienen que hacer ese cambio.
I think it's, so that is one, and you go to Smart Choice. You also would go to Smart Choice if your kid's in virtual learning and you want them to return to Rogers, but that change would not occur until semester. So if you know someone who's in virtual learning right now and they want to come back to either distance learning or face-to-face, they need to make that change in the next few weeks. Or the other way around, if you're in distance learning and you want to go to the virtual school, that change also is done on Smart Choice, and I think the deadline is going to be sometime in January.
So, but for the, okay, so for the virtual learning, the deadline is not December 15, right? That will be like
Right,
somewhere.
it's going to be sometime in January. I don't know that date.
Okay.
But I want to
Okay.
give parents a heads up, because if they're doing distance learning and they go, oh, I'd rather go to the virtual school, they need to make that change in Smart Choice, or the other way around. I think there's kids that are in the virtual school that want to come back. So that they need to be on the, they need to keep that on their radar.
Ok. Ella aquí estaba explicando también que si hay estudiantes que están en la academia virtual, también tienen que hacer ese cambio para si quieren estar en aprendizaje a distanciamiento o te quieren venir en persona, tienen que hacer ese cambio. Ya, pero la academia virtual, creo que ahorita unas semanas es cuando tienen que comenzar a hacerlo, porque la fecha límite para la academia virtual sería, creo, a mediados de enero. No sabemos todavía bien una fecha para academia virtual, pero para aprendizaje de distanciamiento ya es cuando ahorita tienen que ir a cambiarlo si quieren regresar a persona o quieren dejarlo en distanciamiento virtual, perdón, aprendizaje, o también si quieren cambiarse a academia virtual pueden ir a hacer ese cambio. La de academia virtual todavía van a tener tiempo para hacerlo, porque la fecha límite no va a ser hasta en enero. La fecha límite para de aprendizaje, distanciamiento a persona es en diciembre 15.
Is that your last slide, Golden?
Yes.
Okay, I have something I want to share. I have a couple of things I want to share. Okay, so I am going to first share this document. And so this open enrollment for next year. So and let me just put some words in here. So the only people that this would affect is people entering grade 9 or grade 6, maybe even 7. So if you have a student who is in 8th grade at Rogers, you need to apply for a transfer for ninth grade. And the way you apply for the transfer is through that Smart Choice. It's the same place that we've been talking about. It's Smart Choice. And we're going to set up some times where people can drive up to the school and we will kind of help them do that. In the past, we had these meetings where parents could come in and we walked them through the process. Unfortunately, with COVID, we're not able to do that, but we're going to be setting up some time and we'll be putting that out to you through talking points and putting that out through social media so you know those dates and times. But I want you to just have this in your mind about when enrollment is for next year. If your kid's already a 6th grader at Rogers, you don't need to do anything. If your kid's a 7th grader at Rogers, you do not need to do anything. If your kid's in 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade at Rogers, you do not need to do anything. The only people that would need to do it is for people that want to come to Rogers in grade 6 or grade 7 or grade 9. Now, if a kid's at Hale or another school and they want to transfer over, then this would be the time that they apply for those transfers. And the only thing that I really want to emphasize here is, and it happens to me every year, a parent does not meet the deadline, does not apply for transfer, and then wants me to get them in the school. And unfortunately, I do not have the power of or authority to be able to do that. So I just really want you guys to have those dates. We're going to be sending them out in social media and we'll be giving more information to you about that. Okay, Janet, your turn.
Okay, yeah, I'm here. Aquí pueden ustedes mirar en la pantalla que les está dando el periodo de inscripción que va a comenzar enero 5 a febrero 12. Estos son para los estudiantes. Esto aplica para los estudiantes que están en el 8 grado que quieren entrar al 9, a los estudiantes que están en el 5º grado para 6º o de los que están en el 6º para entrar al 7º. Bueno, si ya están aquí en Rogers en 6 grado, no tienen que hacerlo. Solo son para los que están en otras escuelas como en el 6 grado para aplicar al 7 grado. Tienen que hacer esta inscripción. También igual tienen que entrar a Smart Choice y llenar la aplicación en Smart Choice para aplicar a Rogers. Desafortunadamente no podemos ayudar en persona por el momento por las razones de COVID, pero va a haber mucha ayuda. Vamos a encontrar una forma de cómo ayudarles. Vamos a promocionar las fechas en las redes sociales. Vamos a mandarlos por teléfono. Vamos a hacer, y también en Canvas, también los niños van a poder verlo todo ahí, para que puedan ustedes tener esas fechas y las personas que están, que quieran aplicar, puedan aplicar y mirar esa información. So, estén al tanto de esa información.
So the only other thing I want to add here is that this is the year, if you have an 8th grader, this year there will not be a test score to get in because we're not going to be taking tests. But it is important that parents know the expectation is that high school students will take AP classes beginning their 10th grade year. So if your kid is not able to take an AP English class or a social studies class, then continued enrollment at Rogers may not be a choice. So I just want to make sure that's really clear, because the one thing that distinguishes us from other schools is everybody is enrolled in AP.
Okay, se me olvidó decirles una cosa anteriormente también. Ella había dicho que traten de pasar estas fechas también, porque hay veces que los estudiantes regresan que quieren venir aquí a Rogers y ella a veces no tiene el poder de ayudar a todo el mundo. Entonces, si todos puedan aplicar, todos puedan mirar esta información, sería más fácil. Pero como les digo, a veces vienen para atrás y dicen, no, es que se nos fue la fecha, no supimos. Entonces, tienen que estar al tanto. Si conocen amigos, a familiares, déjenles saber de esta información. Ya, lo que estaba ella diciendo también ahorita, también los estudiantes del grado 8 ahorita no están mirando los puntuajes de los exámenes para poder aplicar, entrar aquí a Rogers. Pero eso sí, una cosa, los estudiantes de la preparatoria toman clases avanzadas y si sus estudiantes no puede hacer, si no puede hacer esas clases avanzadas, pues no sería una buena idea aplicar aquí Rogers, porque todos los estudiantes en la preparatoria hacen esas clases avanzadas.
The last thing on this slide that I just want you guys to see is that we are beginning to use talking points to communicate. We're getting all trained on it, which will communicate in a small text, 30 characters or 300 characters or less, to you in your language of choice. So if I send out a text in English, it will translate it to Spanish. So you'll be getting text in your own language. We also have the Tulsa Will Rogers Facebook page, which is on, I put it on here so you can see it, and also Tulsa Will Rogers on Twitter. And I said Facebook, but actually this is Instagram. So, we push out a lot of messages to parents through social media, and we do put them in both English and Spanish. So, I'm just going to encourage you to follow us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
Ok, ella también dice que hay una aplicación que se llama Talking Points. Son mensajes que los maestros mandan. Y cuando los maestros mandan estos mensajes, ellos lo mandan en inglés, pero se traduce al español cuando les llegan a ustedes. Ya cuando ustedes ustedes quieren corresponder a ese mensaje, pueden corresponderlo en español y llega a ellos traducido en inglés. Esa es otra forma de cómo comunicarse. También ella estaba diciendo, aquí pueden ustedes mirar en la página, en la pantalla, nuestras redes sociales. Pueden ir a Twitter, a Facebook y Instagram para agarrar más información, porque compartimos mucha información en las redes sociales. Ella les sugiere que si no están ustedes siguiendo estas páginas, que entren y sigan estas páginas de Rogers para que estén más informados.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing this. We can send this PowerPoint out to you guys.
Camera.
There was a question about the 8th grade test to get her driver's license. You know what? I don't know that answer, but I will ask and try to get back to you. I know you, this is Ms. Jones, I think. I don't have the answer to that question, but I will try to find out what they're going to do and I will email you back. Okay. Does that work? So I'm going to share another slide, and I wanted the people that are planning the La Posada. So here's it in Spanish or English, and then I'll do it in Spanish. So Susan, let's do Spanish first this time. So Vivian, do you want to talk about this in Spanish?
Vanessa, you mean?
I said the wrong name. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. No worries. Buenos dias. If I can just take a moment and explain what CIS is in Spanish, I did a horrible job earlier.
Great.
Primero, se me olvidó decirles que hace comunidades en las escuelas aquí en Rogers. Yo trabajo con estudiantes en el 6, 7 y 8 y Ms. Mulvaney trabaja con 9, 10, 11 y 12. Asistemos a estudiantes con sus grados, con la tendencia, si necesitan cualquier ayuda para que ellos para que estén bien en la escuela, es lo que estamos apoyando ahorita. Y también ahorita necesitamos más estudiantes. Trabajamos con 65 estudiantes cada año y ahorita necesitamos más estudiantes, especialmente la señora Mulvaney. Si tienen algunas preguntas, puse mi información. Ahí tengo mi número de teléfono y mi correo electrónico si tienen algunas preguntas o si necesitan ayuda, cualquier cosa me pueden hablar o me pueden mandar un correo electrónico. Y el miércoles de la semana que entra vamos a hacer la posada. En los años pasados lo hemos hecho en la cafetería, pero ahora por COVID no lo podemos hacer. Así es que vamos a tener un evento enfrente de la escuela. Van a atender muchos de nuestros, de los consejeros, las maestras y otras personas. Vamos a tener cosas para la familia, vamos a dar dulces, información y va a ser un evento para todos para tratar de, para subir los ánimos. Así es que si pueden venir, estaría muy bien. Tenemos dulces, chocolate, muchas cosas. Así es que va a ser el miércoles de las 3 a las 6 y como les digo, va a ser enfrente de la escuela. Así es que pueden venirse por el carro, pueden venir con su familia y vamos a dar premios también y mucha información y ojalá que todos puedan venir. Gracias. Okay, you can go, Ms. Molina.
I'll do it in, yeah, I could tell. I was reading it.
And I don't know what you said, but it was great. I wish I spoke Spanish. I'm working on it. So the Las Posadas event is a cultural event that we have been doing for the last several years at Rogers. And we normally hold it in the cafeteria, but due to COVID, of course, we cannot have that the normal way that we normally do it. We had a Halloween event that seemed like it was a pretty good event. And I thought, well, why can't we do Las Posadas the same way? We can do a drive-through and we can make it safe and have families bring their students in and come through and hit stations and pick up various crafts and prepackaged food items. And so we're going to have some crafts for the students to do. We will have like hot chocolate packets and cookies for them to pick up. Things like that. And so they can go home and do those crafts and they'll be able to take a picture and hashtag it to connect it to Rogers, and they can be entered into a drawing that way. If they participate, we will have a drawing just for them coming through and participating. It is for the middle school and high school both, so they can participate. Just some fun event, the way the teachers will be participating and helping out, so they can see the students kind of in person, even though it'll be in the car. You'll need to stay in your car and not get out of the car. You need to wear a mask. We will be wearing masks also, and social distancing during that time. It is going to be next Wednesday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And we hope everybody comes out for it.
Se me olvidó decirles que es el miércoles de las 3 a las 6. Se tienen que quedar en el carro y tienen que usar una máscara. Tenemos que también distanciarnos para que no nos enfermemos.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I don't know if I said that it's you register for a drawing for prizes. We'll have several prizes.
Y se pueden registrar para muchos premios cuando vengan.
Vivian, there's a question in the chat that is in Spanish, and I think I know what the question is, but I wanted to make sure that I got it. So can you look in the chat?
Sure.
And then it looks like a parent said that the kids don't need the 8th grade test to get their permit right now. So they can get their permit without the 8th grade test. Oh, here it is. Miss Dr. Piper Googled it and said there is an article that students who were in the 8th grade for 1920 did not need to take a reading proficiency test. So I'm sure it was extended to this year. Thank you for Dr. Piper for adding that.
Sure, I'm trying to find something more current, but.
Okay, and then Penny Walson, I may have said the name wrong, says that TCC used to give that test and she'll find out for us. So did you see the Spanish question?
Yeah, so it's talking about in Virtual Academy, the deadline for registration is January 25th, and they're wondering if it's the same thing for us.
It probably would be, but I want to verify that. And can that parent explain, is that the deadline for registering to go to Virtual Academy or to leave Virtual Academy, or both?
Para la señora Natalia que preguntó de la academia virtual, de la registración, usted está preguntando de la registración para Rogers o para comunidades en la escuela? Si puede clarificar, por favor. So, Ms. Dennis, I'm asking for them to
Yeah,
clarify.
comprendo un poquito.
Muy bien.
I think it was, the last name was, maybe she's shy. She might be shy. I understand. So, we'll find out. We'll get those deadlines to you guys. I have one other thing I wanted to share, and then I want to open it up to people asking questions. I just wanted to show, I couldn't figure out how to get a calendar that, and this is not good. I wanted to show a December and January calendar, but it will not let me. So, never mind. I will just talk you guys through it. I'm sorry. I should have made a video of the calendar and I didn't. So what's going to happen is the school is done on Friday, December 19th, I think. December 18th is our last day of class. And we are off until January 4th. The school board will meet on the 15th, and at that point, they will decide whether school resumes face-to-face on January 4th or not. So please follow us on social media. I will send an email out to parents and probably a text to people and let them know what that decision is. I don't know what will happen, but I will keep you guys posted. We are busy working on a schedule and a plan for re-entry of our students. If it's delayed, we will continue our Care and Connect Center, and we'll make sure that and I really want kids and parents to know that it's there for them. And the kids that have been coming to Care and Connect have experienced some really good success. Could somebody translate that for me? I don't care who does it.
And Miss Dennis, you're sharing calendars, pictures.
I meant to because I wanted to show them dates. That was
What was the date?
That's what I was trying to say. I was trying to share a calendar so they could see the dates, but I didn't have a big enough one.
I'm sorry, Ms. Dennis. What was the date again for the school board decision?
The date for the school board decision, here, let me stop sharing. The date for the school board decision is this coming Monday, which is December 15th.
El 15 de diciembre van a tener una junta para decidir si van a, disculpa, si vamos a continuar con la distancia. Excuse me. Así es que lo van a anunciar por las redes sociales. Si ustedes, por favor, pueden seguir la escuela en el sitio de Rogers, se pueden dar información en que si van a decidir si regresamos a la escuela el 4 de enero o no. También la directora estaba enseñando un calendario para decirles más o menos en dónde está. El último día de clases es el 18 de diciembre y ahorita tenemos planeado regresar el 4 de enero, pero como les dije, el lunes van a tener la junta para decidir si vamos a regresar o no. Así es que otra vez, si se pueden fijar en las redes sociales, ahí van a anunciar.
So the 15th is the day that the school board will make a decision.
El 15 va a ser el día que van a hacer la decisión.
Or is it Monday? I'm sorry, the 14th. The 14th. My apologies.
Oh, disculpa, el lunes, el 14 de diciembre.
This is a weird calendar. It starts on Monday. So the 14th, Ms. Washington, is the 14th.
Okay.
The last day of school is the 18th.
El último día de la escuela es el 18.
This is also for many classes, the last day to turn in late work. And if a kid needs an extension, he will need to work with his teacher on doing that. So if you have kids that are a little behind, they need to get their work in by the 18th. We've been very flexible with deadlines this year.
That's high school kids.
Well, all kids should try to get it. We will work with the teachers about getting extensions. Junior high has already offered those extensions, but I don't want to get the message mixed up. So let's try to get our kids to get all the work done by the 18th, if they can.
El último día de la tarea y todo el trabajo va a ser el 18 de diciembre. Así es que tienen hasta el 18 de diciembre para todos los estudiantes que traten de subir sus grados, entregar toda la tarea y cualquier trabajo que todavía no han completado. Ese es el último día. Así es que si por favor pueden asegurarse que sus estudiantes terminen todo eso, el 18 va a ser el último día. Hay unas excepciones, pero la directora quiere dar ese mensaje que el 18 va a ser el último día para que entreguen todo el trabajo.
So in middle school, they are allowing kids to turn their work in, I think, through the 15th of January, if I recall right. But in some classes in middle school, Dr. Piper, they did say the 18th, because I saw that email. So if a kid is unable to get the work in by the 18th, reach out to your teachers. Please do that. And I'm also going to also put the names of the assistant principals or the principals in charge of each grade, because you could include them if you would like.
And what was the date for January for middle school?
Is it January 15th, Dr. Piper? But I know you had some science teachers that said it was going to be the 18th.
The 8th grade science, but I think, I don't remember, I think they changed their mind, but I think you're right, Ms. Dennis. It's best to get everything done by the 18th, but most middle school teachers will take things through the 15th so they can work over break.
But that is, again, that's work with the teachers. The kid needs to work with the teachers.
Para los estudiantes de 6, 7 y 8, los maestros les están dando extensión hasta el 15 de enero. Si necesitan más tiempo para completar esa tarea, ojalá que puedan terminar todo el trabajo hasta el 18, pero muchas de las maestras le están dando hasta el 15 de enero para que tengan esas semanas para tratar de completar el trabajo. Si tienen alguna pregunta o si ven que su estudiante no puede completar el trabajo para el 18 de diciembre, pueden hablar con la maestra y a ver qué extensión les puede dar. Pero ahorita, idealmente, quisiéramos que completen la tarea el 18 de diciembre, pero sí tienen hasta el 15 de enero. Es lo más último posible.
The other thing that I would like to say is to make sure that we have asked our teachers not to introduce any new content after break, and to use the first 6 days, so January 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 11th for review. So that is one of the important things, is that the teachers have been asked to give kids time and review the learning. And that's why it's really important, if the kids have their assignments done, then they can focus on reviewing when they come back on January 4th through the 11th.
También la directora le ha pedido a las maestras que no enseñen cosas nuevas a los primeros días de enero, cuando regresemos a la escuela, hasta el 11 de enero. Así es que del 4 de enero a 11 de enero, esos días los van a usar para repasar todo lo que aprendieron el primer semestre. Y así tienen más tiempo de también completar toda la tarea y no aprender algo nuevo. Después de enero, el 11, pueden empezar con enseñarles más.
And then the finals will be on the 12th and the 14th. So the 12th will be the odd classes, 1, 3, 5, and 7. And the 14th will be 2, 4, and 6. And we'll get more information going out from teachers to parents and students about finals. But again, finals will be the 12th and the 14th. And if something came up and a kid, was sick and had to make up a final, we would do it on the 15th. This is our normal thing to do.
Los exámenes finales van a ser el 12 de enero y el 14 de enero. Es lo que hacen cada año. Y si algo pasa y no pueden completar esos exámenes el 12 o el 14, los van a poder hacer el 15 de enero. Pero ustedes necesitan asegurarse de que hablen con las maestras.
And then the last thing I want to make sure is parents know that then this week there is an intersession and kids will start back second semester on the 25th.
I'm sorry.
There is no school the 18th through the 22nd. It's an intersession. There's a holiday break and then there's some professional development days. And so kids really start second semester on January 25th.
Okay. El 18 de enero al 22 de enero no va a haber escuela. Esos días son para las maestras que tengan entrenamiento. Así es que el segundo semestre no va a empezar hasta el 25 de enero.
And unless the school board, there was a private question to me, if students return in school, will it be regular class size? At this point, yes, the school board has voted not to have hybrid, so it would be regular class size. Now, some of the classes don't have 30 in them. When I look, some of the classes only have 18 or 19 in them, but there would be no mitigation of class sizes because they chose not to do the hybrid.
Hicieron una pregunta que si las clases regresan el 4 de enero, si van a hacer las clases del tamaño regular. Y por ahorita, si regresamos el 4 de enero, si van a hacer clases regular, no va a ser nada diferente. Así es que van a ser clases completas. Pero el 14 de diciembre hacen esa decisión.
I'm typing right now. I was wondering if there were any questions or if somebody else had something to add. I wanted to make sure they knew who the assistant principals were, or the contacts were for grades, for each grade in case they had questions.
La señora Jones va a poner la información de los administradores para cada grado en el chat. Así es que si ustedes tienen cualquier pregunta, les pueden hablar a ellos y ella va a incluir esa información. Si ustedes si alguien tiene una pregunta o algo que quieren decir, ahorita es el momento.
So I'm going to open the floor. Is there anything that I forgot to add from my administrative team or my support team?
I'd like to add that I did get some food in my food pantry. And if the parents need any food, they can email or call me and let me know, and I can make a bag and have it ready for them to pick up at the front.
Thank you. Do you want to translate that?
Sure. La señora Golden tiene comida, así es que si hay necesidad de comida, le pueden hablar a ella o la señora Damián y ella les da una bolsa con la comida y si le pueden dar esa información, ella arregla esa comida para ustedes para que la puedan recoger.
I'm going to share one other thing here. Let me do it really fast. And I'll put it in the chat too. So here are the names of all the administrators. I told you that if you wanted to email a teacher and share that, CC that email with principals, you can. Here's the names of all the administrators and the grades that they're responsible for.
Ahí está la
It's a lot
información.
easier to go to that administrator directly rather than, sometimes I will get emails and I'll end up having to send them to the, you know what I mean? Send them to the whole, I have to go back and send it to the administrator. So it's a lot easier to just send it to directly to the person in charge of that grade.
Si ustedes tienen preguntas, la señora Dennis puso la información de todos los administradores, así es que pueden mandar el correo electrónico directamente a ellos para que no, cuando los mandan a la señora Dennis, ella después los tiene que mandar a esos administradores. Así es que si los mandan directamente a los administradores, les pueden dar una respuesta más rápido.
All right, any other questions?
¿Algunas otras preguntas?
Concerns? I know it's been an awful year. I saw somebody write that. It's been horrible. I'm glad 2021 is coming.
Ella entiende que ha sido un año muy difícil y vio a alguien que comentó eso en el chat.
I would also like to just comment really quickly concerning, yes, it's been a horrible year on so many levels and so many people are struggling right now. And I failed to mention earlier that one of the things that Vanessa and I do is make referrals for counseling. So if your child is struggling emotionally, there are embedded agencies at the school that we can refer for therapeutic counseling to help them to overcome some of what they're feeling, some of their emotions, and work towards a healthier mind.
Una cosa que se nos olvidó mencionar anterior es que la señora Mulvaney y yo nos encargamos de conectar los estudiantes que necesitan terapia o consejería. Nosotros damos esa información y conectamos la familia con esos recursos. Así es que si usted piensa que su estudiante necesita un terapista o consejería o tiene algunos problemas, nosotros los podemos ayudar en facilitar eso. There was a question that if we return regular schedule in January, will it be like regular classes? Like
Yeah.
Monday through Friday.
So we won't have 7 periods a day. It'll probably be 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6 advisory. So we'll reduce the number of transitions. And so that the number of transitions will be fewer, if that makes sense. So right now the kids got first period and then they have a break, and second period it'll be the same thing, but the first period will be longer, and then they'll have a break, and then they'll have second period, then they'll have a break, or not second period, third period, sorry. And then they'll have fifth period, and then they'll have seventh. We'll have some mass breaks, especially for the younger kids. And we'll have, we haven't figured out yet where we've got an appointment for them to come in and look at how we'll do lunch. But, and we'll platoon, we'll have to have transitions a little differently. So the way we do things are going to be different, but the number of kids in the classroom is not going to change. Did that make sense?
La pregunta fue que si regresamos, si vamos a tener el mismo horario. Sí vamos a tener más o menos clases todos los días, pero en vez de tener las 7 clases todos los días, vamos a tener clases más largas. Así es que, por ejemplo, un día van a tener las clases del periodo 1, 3, 5 y 7, y el otro día van a tener 2, 4 y 6. Así es que van a hacer las clases más largas, van a ser los mismos números de estudiantes y van a tener descansos para que puedan quitarse la máscara en un lugar, en una manera segura y que no se pongan en riesgo a nadie. Si eso, parece que eso es lo que preguntaba.
And the times would be 8:30 to 4:11.
Y el tiempo, el horario va a ser de 8:30 a 4:30,
4:11.
a las 4:11 de la tarde.
And one other thing that I would really like to point out is I think I'm going to try to schedule a meeting on Friday, the January 5th at the same time, because then we can, or not January, I'm sorry, I'm in February. January, so let me walk that back. If we're gonna be back in school on January 4th, I probably will schedule a meeting next week with parents, just so we can get information back. But if they walk it back and we're not gonna be back right at January 4th, I know for sure I will schedule a meeting with parents on January 5th like this.
Si regresamos a la clase el 4 de enero, la señora Dennis va a tener una junta la próxima semana para contestar cualquier pregunta. Si no regresamos a la escuela el 4 de enero, va a tener una junta igual que esta el 15 de enero, me imagino al mismo tiempo.
So it'd be January 8th, most likely. If we don't come back on January 4th, we'll schedule a meeting on January 8th. I just want to make sure that's clear because it's a little confusing.
Si no regresamos a la escuela el 4 de enero, vamos a tener una junta el 8 de enero.
If we don't come back on January 4th, we're gonna have another Zoom meeting for parents on January 8th.
Yes, because my guess is if we don't come back January 4th, we'll come back January 25th.
Si no regresamos el 4 de enero, vamos a tener una junta el 15 de enero y la señora Dennis piensa que regresamos tal vez el 25 de enero.
And I that way we can share also with parents information about recruiting. So on that calendar, what we would have, the contents of that meeting would be number one about recruiting, because we need to make sure everybody's aware of what they need to do in order to get to Rogers next year if they want to. And number two, we can talk about what we will plan or what our temporary plans are. And we may have another meeting as well about returning to school. It won't be a long meeting, but I think we'll have information to share with parents.
Vamos a tener la junta when will that meeting be, Mr. Ness?
Well, I think it will be January 8th. I'm tentatively scheduled for January 8th.
La señora piensa que el 8 de enero vamos a tener una junta para hablar de las cosas que están pasando, también de reclutamiento. I just screwed up recruitment, pero para aceptar estudiantes y tratar de traer más estudiantes para la escuela.
I keep looking at your thing because it had Ms. Villanueva, and it says, I can only see when I glance at it, it looks like Vivian. So I'm sorry, I've been calling you the wrong name.
It's okay. I get called Vivian and Veronica a lot.
Well,
It's
it's just the way it looks on the screen when you're looking at people. But please tell them, we'll send them more information about the meeting. I just want to give them kind of what's on the horizon.
Vamos a mandar más información sobre esas juntas, pero la señora Dennis les quiere dar más o menos un poco de aviso para que sepan las cosas que van a pasar.
Are there other questions?
¿Algunas otras preguntas?
I can hang on to if somebody has something that they want to. Okay, thank you so much. We'll save the chat. And I really appreciate all of you being here. It was a good crowd. I hope it was helpful.
Gracias por todos por atender y agradece mucho todos los que vinieron a las juntas.
Gracias.
Gracias, adiós.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad.
I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Again, I didn't call on you. I'm sorry.
That's quite all right.
I'm sure we'll have you talk at the next one. We'll probably have more information anyway by then.
Yes. Okay, I will see everyone later.
Bye.
Bill, we're just hanging out unless, in case any parent had a phone call. You're probably